All right, Gemini, honey child, my friend. Welcome into my channel, Joy to the World. I am Melissa Joy and I am your reader, and I'm telling you, you are inviting justice in, but you may not know it because it looks a little tired and a little blasé, like Maybe you didn't know you are the justice. Your victory, your rising, your power, and your passion coming alive against the lies of being a Gemini. That you'll never find a lover who truly totally gets you. I believed in that person, I joined with this person, I walked with that person, I supported this person, and then they still, we'll just say did you wrong, right? And the thing is, you're kind and you've forgiven, you move on. But it's like, where is that sense of retribution, right? And not like retribution. It's like, what is the meaning of all this? What is the meaning of all this? And I'm telling you, if that sun pops out from that big old cloud, the minute I'm going to put my sunglasses on. Whoever that was who asked me, are you high? Hello. White sand and this reflective sun at the beach is mighty bright, especially if it's overcast. And it's like, I am high on life, people. High on life. So behind that, we have the moon and we have the 8 of Wands. You're talking about conflict adjustment in the Page of Pentacles. Well, somebody got a little swing in their step. Who got the swing in their step? You're like, stop it, Joy. It's all right to be a little loose, a little goosey, a little free with yourself. All right? Some of you maybe were just saying it here. A little hint for some self-pleasure. And that could be in many ways. Instead of just going into the partner relationship, partnering with yourself. Partnering with yourself. That is the dunamis, or the doubling power of Gemini. Not double like 2 + 2 = 4. We're talking these exponents that say if you're at a level 56 to the second power. And you're like, I don't know what that is. You don't have to. Life calculates it. It calibrates. It knows, because it can find you. When you get alongside other people, friends, and otherwise, remember all that adjusting, and you weren't looking at what it cost you. You really believed in other people and you're investing. So you're like, but that's who I am. That's how I am. But see, then life can't find you because you're not being yourself. You're giving of yourself, but you're not aiming yourself and being yourself. So there's a lot of investment in time with others in order to connect, to feel connected, and to have those experiences, but you're experiencing others. They want you to experience yourself. Look at that polarization that it creates, and it creates a brokenness. It loses your divine covering. It loses your strong sense of self, your gift of knowing. Your gift of knowing. And there's so many gifts of knowledge that have been coming to you that have just been falling to the floor because you're occupied with all these relationships. All right? So we're going to find out what this message is, pressing in, trying to get your attention. I love it. They've been trying for quite some time. Ooh. Okay, so I was reading this thing about the eyes because I was studying about the tetrachromats. Okay, it was for you, Gemini. So a tetrachromat is somebody who has a 4th rod in their eye. It affords them to go from a trichromat, which has 3 rods in the retina of the eye. That enables people to see 1 million colors. The tetrachromat, the exponent, right, allows you to see 100 million, even off the typical visible spectrum, right? So it gives you heaven here on earth. Why? Because 4D, the 4th dimension, is heaven on earth. And they're wanting you to have that experience. They're like, don't you realize what seems like mountains to everybody else is just little hills that you frolic on? You're like, ooh, what's over there? Ooh, what's over there? Like some of you got some strong Capricorn. Ooh, maybe you got that moon showed up. Maybe you have a Capricorn moon. Maybe you have a mother who is a Capricorn, but that has afforded you such wealth and prosperity that you can travel the world freely and easily and get into these divine places. Not the getting in, being invited in, being afforded the opportunity, that favor that's on you. And don't be like, well, diminish. I don't want people to think I'm arrogant or something, or you know how rich people are. Hello. Life is 50-50. Any people group that you get into, or label of identity that you get into, half them ratchet, half them lovely. Okay? And you're the one who makes the difference. So if wealth and prosperity, or this privilege or this favor, really, if you had one of these experiences, then you'd start softening and being like, okay, I kind of get what you're saying there, that I can enjoy the whole world, when I partner with myself, because life can find me. And that privilege is something beautiful, because when I'm living that privileged life is when I truly have an abundance to share with others. I'm not having to just give myself, because although that's a lovely gift, we're in a world that's not honored. People don't notice it, especially they don't know how far you've transitioned down in order to be there. All right. And that's not their job anyway. But it is your responsibility to begin to engage with this energy, to start to respond, and watch what happens. These are going to spring forth rapidly. So the point is, tetrachromat, you see that exponentially higher number of 100 million colors. And birds also have that format in their eyes. And they were talking about birds of prey. And they have this unique instrument, organ inside the eye that looks just like this, that it sends these vibrations back out. Can you ever wonder how they can be a mile high and see a little field mouse? You ever seen a field mouse? They are so small they can squeeze through an air vent. Through an air vent that is that large. Okay? That's powerful stuff. And when you begin to live in the experience of your excellence, and you don't have to try to be excellent. You are excellent. You are divine. You are this level of power. You are this exponent. So you actually just begin to live in yourself. You want to talk about some justice? That blasé is going to roll away. This old karmic crappity crap of living in the level of the world. Thug that man. No. No. We're going to do an interject session right now for you. No, 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 no. That's good. Say yes to yourself. And you're like, maybe I could get a little bit down with that. I could sort of get on board. I'm not going to quite dress for the occasion. I'm not going to act that interested or whatever. And it's like, stop that. Stop that. This is yourself that when you get, where'd it go? When you get a taste of your abundance, because see, this is you from previous lifetimes, okay? This is what you have already prepared for yourself. 0707, the return to self, into the breath, into the divineness of who you are. There is no effort. It is who you are, not the what. The what is the fruit that comes about from it, friend. Talk about an explosive idea, because see, this is you doing away with this. You're like, I'm not going to live between the polarization and go to Life University anymore. Who says, can I keep going to school and never getting to engage with that energy, to experience what I know, what I've been stuffing in my head, what I've been stuffing down, what I've been suppressing, what I've been normalizing? That's why you over here looking so bored. And life doesn't seem as beautiful as it could. You're conjuring up the beauty. You're having to create a gratitude list to write these things down, to say it. That is sterile. That's like having sex and doing a grocery list in your head. There's apparently not much pleasure there if you're doing that, right? True gratitude, true attitude shift is literally living a life that brings you pleasure. Your cells are thanking life. It's bigger than language, friends. Let's bust that ceiling now in this world. Let's live this life from the who. Let's experience this life. When? Now. How? That. Get on board with yourself. Receive your privilege and your favor and those opportunities that, yeah, it's going to call you away from the friend group. Yeah, it might end that relationship that was tired 28,000 years ago anyway. Wearing you out, draining your energy. When somebody has to come siphon off your gas tank because they're like, well, I'm dating them, I can get gas from them, I don't have to go to the gas station, they can go to the gas station. That is what it is looking like. That is what it sounds like. That is what is mulling around in some people's heads. I can't say for all of y'all, your people that you're with, but that is a common experience that Gemini has. That's what it is to give from yourself, right? To give of yourself, to pull pieces off and go, well, they've said life is really hard, so here they can have this, here they can have this. Why? Because you know you have an abundance and plenty. Plenty for you. Plenty for you. And when you begin to live that abundance, when you live that bounty and that beauty here, these things grow into trees. Can you imagine 8 fruit trees? You will have more than enough to share, because a quarter of a fruit tree is plenty for you. And then they begin to abound and flow and flourish. Because as you begin to live this beautiful, delicious life and you're tasting it, remember the cells are doing the gratitude, vibrate the life. Life sends the juice your way. It sends the nutrient up in those trees because you are like the sun shining on everything around you, a spiritual sun. So that in your spirit, in your natural breath, not having to cognize and do these exhausting mental, earthly, human things. It just flows and the world around you starts to transform and change. But how will you know until you go there? Give yourself the opportunity for one experience. Take some of your money, some of your resources, and take yourself on a journey, on an adventure with you, and ask yourself along the way, ooh, what do I want to do? Or how am I going to get through this? Or, oh my gosh, this is kind of scary. I am not exactly comfortable feeling this wonderful. And instead of just making a statement, ask yourself, which is the solar part of you, the part of you that helped you create you and get here to this planet, and ask yourself, help me embrace this wonderfulness. Help me feel natural this way, to become comfortable with this, because I know ultimately me being blessed, me having my own personal experience of this, my first hand knowledge and experience, is going to bless the world. I'm getting teary-eyed over somebody. You want to bless the world so much, you're so big, but you're big on the inside. Let yourself have that experience and start to conjugate with this world, right? With nature itself, with these opportunities, these privileges, and whatever else. And you have so much love to share with the world. Share with the world, and it becomes established, so it's not things that are cut off and efforting and things that involve money and other things like that. It becomes a whole change in the environment around you, that somehow when people are around you, their dreamer cuts on, and they're real dreamer, not that Neptunian crap. We're talking about Jupiter here, okay, friend? So some of that Sagittarius, which is the love mate to Gemini. Give yourself the freedom to travel. Give yourself the freedom to have these new experiences and to go in your own, so that you can engage with your divine stuff, that you have the power to observe and not have to fill your headspace with somebody else's stuff, okay? Don't need their goldfish poop from their fish bowl. No, you need freshness, friend. Fresh wind, fresh fire, fresh water, fresh life. Ooh, Gemini. I'm like, I was about to wrap it up, and they're like, get the spirit card, get the spirit card. I'm like, okay. I'm having to block my cards because the wind is picking up, but we getting your spirit card. Ooh, Pearl. So here's the, oh my gosh, y'all got a lot going on, because they're talking about emerald. You've got wealth. You've got luxury. Luxurious expenses. Like somehow somebody says, oh, you can come to our resort, and you know, we have this one special because I know somebody, it's half off, and you don't get the ditch and dive room, you don't get the no food package, like you get the full package as if you had paid the full price. That's what we're talking about here. Hello, that is your divine blessing, your divine right, your divine nature. Connect to the divine. And what's amazing is these are seeds. These are like fruits within fruits within fruits, like the orange. Yeah, everything from the orange you can use, and as you keep going inside of it, there's more and more and more. It just multiplies from there. And then coral, allow flow and synchronicity into your life. You are of age now. You don't have to keep regulating yourself and just making yourself be all uber responsible, over responsible, taking on the weight of other people's happiness. Look at that. Look at you all opening up. This is like a kiss of sunshine. It is being receptive to the divine life that is yours. And then, oh, I love it. They gave you some soil to put it in. This experience, my friend, has purpose. It will begin to take on a very physical, visceral, spiritual experience that transcends words, and it transforms you. That's why they're needing you to have it. Because when you are transformed, that's why they're saying give us just one. When you were transformed, it changes the entire world. And it's almost like that delight and joy in you causes the sun to shine. And you're like, Joy, the sun is shining. It's glowing all over you. And I'm like, I know it is, but they're saying, and more so. And there's like, how about you making the sun happy? Woo! That is something. Look at that there. A new idea. Brown. establish boundaries. All right. So I would say establish a little time for yourself. Set up some dates on your calendar where you have a date with yourself. Set up a soft date for when you're going to take that trip. That trip that you're like, oh, there's no way that could happen. Start asking life and say, hey, life, you're talking to me. I heard some of what she's saying, not what Joy said, but what stirred up in your spirit when you heard me talking. And you're like, this and this, this and this. How can we make it happen? Is there anything I can do? Or would you like me to believe or say or think or feel? You're asking yourself, remember, not anybody else, and don't be spitting it on other people. Keep it to yourself for a bit, right? Because it needs to just be exposed to your energy so that other people's ideas don't start to inseminate your soil, your egg. Okay, we don't need weeds in your garden, okay, friend? All right, Gemini. Wow, wow, wow. I gotta say thank you so much for sharing this with me. Wow. I am blessed just because of it. All right. So if you like this, friend, jump on that subscribe and join my channel. It is free as always. And also give that touch of love to that like button. Show your love here. Show YouTube your vote for us and help us rise to the top. And leave your comments down below. That's a little chat between us friends, right? And I could be like, hey, and get to know who is here and who is showing up, right? Because y'all already know me. Whatever. All right. Okay. We'll talk soon. Love you.